What do you think of when you hear the word Disney princess? Yes?
Princess.
Okay. My name is Corina Zúñiga and I will talk about Disney princesses. From Snow White to Moana, we can see a huge difference one to another. For example, Snow White is just a 14-year-old girl who falls in love with a prince and then they live happily ever after. You probably think of the perfect stereotype white girl that everybody likes. But the truth is that we need to see in between the lines and to know the hidden story of every movie. Not every movie is just based on getting the prince or in being rescued by a man, or is it? Have you ever noticed that princesses suffer from things like abuse and mistreatment from part of their families? Well, that is now a thing of the past, because we have now movies that are inclusive for everyone. We know that this is important because of the only reason that people get connected with situations that happens every day. I talked about the living happily ever after previously. But what is actually living happily ever after? It is not how Disney showed us it was. The perfect family is not a man, a woman, and 2 kids, or a married couple living together. It is way different, and it can be modified in different situations. I'm going to talk about Snow White again. Snow White is kind of the roughest movie in the Disney history. Why? Because she was just a 14-year-old girl who was washing the dishes, making the food, the drinks, and the bed of 7 little old people. Besides that, her stepmother tried to kill her. Well, we have now on the screen new generation of princesses, which are new examples and brave examples to follow for little girls. We can see now princesses like Tiana, Merida, Anna, Elsa, Rapunzel, Ariel, which teaches us that we need to go through rough situations to get to have effort just to achieve our goals. We can talk about feminism and women's achievements in this. You may ask why. Well, Merida and Tiana are the best examples of the bravest girls in Disney history. Merida is definitely not a girl interested in marriage or in getting a prince for herself, and Tiana definitely embodies the definition of a working woman and shows how girls and women need to work hard to achieve their goals. The feminism in Merida is because Brenda Chapman is the first woman that had a movie, a Disney movie, a princess movie. She is the creator of this encouraging movie. Even though, in the midst of the production, director John Lasseter removed Chapman from the production because of creative differences and replaced her with the director Márquez. There was a move that shocked a lot of people in the studio because of the ground that Chapman had broken. She wasn't still the only woman who had helmed a film at the celebrated studio. Merida is the first princess that broke the tradition of the Disney docile princesses that Disney had built for a long time. In here, we can see how men from 1937 onwards had a very sexist way to describe women, and the only way to have a realistic movie of women was for women to write it. We have a lot of examples of group situations that princesses need to face, but people doesn't focus in. We can see here princesses like Cinderella, who was her family's assistant, or Belle, who even though she had money enough to live, she still offered herself to the beast and lived alone for months in a stranger's castle. Or Ariel. People say that Ariel preferred a man than her voice, but actually she preferred to live the dream since she was a little girl than her voice. Rapunzel is another deprivation of liberty because her mother forbade her to go out, to talk to other people, to communicate, to have fun, or to cut her hair. I think the most important thing about the new princesses is that the new generation of princesses grows with the example of what they see on TV, and their parents to guide them and to show them group situations that people needed to face and the results of their effort. And this is something that I would like to change, a place in which everything we see in TV is good for our growth and our personal learning. Now, when you hear Disney princesses, will you still think of the same?
No.
Thank you very much.